Yo, what is up, guys? We are back diving into the unknown today. You already know we're always looking for the truth behind the weirdest stuff out there on the internet. And today we're talking just getting fooled by some CGI and a couple of manatees. Let's find out. Intermissions.
Proof that mermaids are real. This group of fishermen attached a GoPro on a shark. And what they captured you won't believe. Keep in mind that 80% of the ocean is unexplored. Is that what I think it is? Look carefully.
We got another one over here? What are those? What the fuck's going on? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Let's talk about one of the most craziest documented mermaid cases in history. When I tell y'all this whole thing is wild because it's actually documented. Now, this took place in the Kai Islands during 1943 during World War II. And basically, these Japanese soldiers were stationed with a surveillance team in this small remote island in Indonesia, which is known as the Kai Islands. And they reported seeing some strange stuff, y'all. And every time they seen these creatures, it was near the water. And these are Japanese soldiers we're talking about, y'all. And they were saying that they were seeing these mer-like beings around 150 centimeters tall and having like a pinkish skin, as well as like prominent spines on their heads. But they said, unlike the classical mermaids, they didn't have fishtails. And it was also stated that they had like rows of like these sharp catty-like teeth. And the soldiers said that the faces was not cute at all, not like the mermaids we're used to. They had like human-like, ape-like features and spines along the neck and a lipless mouth with tiny little sharp teeth and shoulder-length hair. Basically, like, the Japanese soldiers was like asking the locals and the indigenous people of the Kai Islands, like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Is this normal? And they were very familiar with these creatures. And excuse me if I pronounced it wrong, but they called them Irangi Khan or something like that, which basically means manfish or mermaid. So these Japanese soldiers think they were tripping, but this whole time the people already knew about it and they live amongst them. Like, they're just used to it at this point. And they've been spotting them all over the beaches and the lagoons for years. And it was one night, one of the soldiers was on the beach at night and he thought it was a child, but he was like, that's weird for a child to be, out here by himself on the beach. Until the creature turned around and he could see in the moonlight the facial features. And when the creature basically noticed that the soldier was watching the whole time, he turned around and looked at him and just dived right in the water and did not resurface ever. So these soldiers were just so scared and like basically being harassed by these creatures to the point where they told their sergeant. So the sergeant went and spoke with basically like the chief or the leader of the Kai Islands at the time. And he told him that, this is normal. But if we catch one, over the years, we'll, one will wash up or we'll, make a mistake and catch one in its nets. But it was like, if we catch one, we will, let you know and you can come see it. And they did. So they basically called the sergeant and he went to see this creature and he was in shambles. I'm talking about flabbergasted. Like, he was in complete shock, like, at what he was seeing. Like, this is a whole mermaid creature in front of me. And these people are used to this. Like, they just casually caught this on a good old random Friday. So whenever the sergeants went back to, where their designated area back in Japan or wherever they were, he was basically telling the people, the government and just like the people in the military, everything that was going on, scientists, he was like saying basically, y'all need to go research what's going on over there. This is not normal. But people really laughed at him and pushed it to the side because it didn't help that he didn't have any actual evidence or any pictures of it. So they really like was not stun him, and it actually kind of like made his reputation, because you know he's a respected sergeant in the military, the Japanese military at that, and you up here coming up me telling me about these mermaid stories. But this whole case was wild. This is actually a real documented case. You can search it up and everything. Like, these people were real life seeing mermaids, and the people that lived there, the indigenous people that lived there, was just used to it. They don't bother us, we don't bother them. Simple. But let me know what y'all think about this crazy mermaid story, because this is actually very true and very wild. And don't forget to stay tuned for more of my mermaid tales from across the globe.
Mermaids at Navy Pier in Chicago and Lake Michigan's creator claims so. And I'm here for it because I actually live, I don't know, like an hour or so from the city. So I can actually get to Navy Pier anytime I want to. Well, not anytime I want to because I have to work and stuff like that. And it's kind of a far drive. But I can go down there and I can find those mermaids. She says they live at the end, all the way at the end of the Navy Pier, and then they're like underneath it. And then she saw them playing one time on like this one rocky walkie thing, and then there's a lighthouse at the end, and she has seen them out there too because she's got the trained eye. She was like in the, what's the water people? Navy people? Navy SEALs? Wait, I'm just kidding. It was the Coast Guard. But this is freaking cool because I'm going to try to go down there for a Jellycat thing at Nordstrom. And if I can get myself to Navy Pier, then I'm going to go. I'm going. I'm looking for those mermaids. I don't know what I need to bring. Maybe they have a mermaid whistle, like a dog whistle. Maybe I'll bring some fish to feed them. I don't know. I probably won't use a pole because I don't want them to pull me in, but I'll be like baiting them with some stuff because I want to see this. I believe. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. This is the coolest thing ever. I knew mermaids existed, but I always thought they were in saltwater, but this is freshwater because it's Lake Michigan, but it's not really that fresh because it's kind of dirty, it looks like, but this is happening. I will be finding proof.
Honestly, the ocean is 80% unexplored. I'm not saying Ariel is down there singing, but I am saying there's some wild stuff in the deep we don't know about yet. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below, real or fake.